What's good, y'all? It is January 30th, a Friday. What's good, y'all? It is Friday, January 30th. My name is Patrick, and you are tuned into The Morning Show. Happy Friday, y'all. I hope this last week of January has been what you needed it to be. Uh, Shit is popping off in the world, and there are pinpricks of light, more pinpricks coming through at the exact same time as other pinpricks of light are getting filled up. And I think that's just the all of it of life right now. And also, none of that stuff, none of the darkness that's currently taking hold is normal. And at the end of the day, if we're being completely 100% honest with ourselves, that kind of is the normal of this particular country, but just in the way that we go about business, which is fear and judgment and control and grasping at the straws of power, the reins of power. And it makes us do terrible, terrible things. And I feel really grateful to live in a time where some of those pinpricks of light that I see are the people that I have found myself in community with, who I see afar and have been a follower and admirer of for a minute now. And that's why today's episode is a little bit difficult because if you follow me on Threads or Substack, you'll know, but today is the last morning show for a while. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then I'm just going to wrap it up with hopefully a wonderful call to action for all of you who might be listening, the handful of you that listen. And shout out to the handful of you that do listen and that have been tuning in every day, Monday through Friday, to engage with the show, hear me yap about whatever I'm yapping about. It's meant a lot, and I see y'all, and I appreciate y'all. That's one of the reasons, though, that I think I've decided that it's best for me to step away for a minute. So long story short, From the Kitchen Table started just as, I mean, if you've been listening, you know this. But I guess if somebody's listening on Apple Podcasts, they probably don't know this. But I mean, have I talked about it? I don't know. I'm not editing any of this. I'm just putting it right out. From the Kitchen Table started as this passion project of like, I have this burning desire within me to okay. So when I dropped out of college, I felt like I kind of maybe didn't know what I wanted to do in life, but I was like, I can just work, I'll do that, and then I'll figure it out eventually. Long story short, I did not figure it out until I was about 32. And then honestly, not until like 34, 35 ish, honestly, 35 this past year is when I really feel like I figured out what it is that I want to do, what it is that I'm supposed to do, what I'm like the most passionate about. And it's this storytelling in this particular format. Podcasting, I guess, but specifically, I guess I've been calling it conversation, like hosting conversations, holding conversations, creating the space for conversations to exist. That is like my thing. And not that it's like specifically for me, it's like that's the thing that I have found that is like that's what I'm passionate about. That's what I want to do. That's what I think I am here to be doing. Again, I'm about to turn 36 in a month and a half, or a little over a month, and it took until that long for me to really figure out what it is that I feel like I'm supposed to do. And I realize I'm not the only person that's went on that journey, but I digress. Um, I say that because I know people who have kind of always known what they wanted to do, or have always had like a path and have been passionate about that, which is awesome. Um and they do that thing, and they like always have known it, and they've always had that. And I feel like I have never had that until, again, like this past year, truly feeling like starting to see that I have built something out of what this community conversation situation holds. Like, this has been become this is my thing. This is the thing that I was put here to do. Um is to have and host and hold conversations, and in a particular fashion share those out with the world. And it just took me a really long time, 36 years, to find that. 35 years, whatever. And I just like and I say that because I think that is why it feels bittersweet to be like, "Oh, I have to stop. I need to step away from doing the morning show specifically, which is this Tuesday through Friday daily show that I've been doing." Is because that like version of the show, feels like the actual thing. That feels like the thing that that's like feels like the it may and maybe is, and it's not even it's like the greatest version it could be, but that show, like this show is like, I think that's like the it's a that's what I want to create, is a show like this, and I want to produce it, and I want to host it, and I want to do the thing. And right now, unfortunately, is not the right time for that. Um, it's been a really good era. It's been a really good phase uh, of my life, of my podcasting journey, of my storytelling, of my conversation, hosting, holding, creating space for journey, to do the show in this way. And like I said, I really really love it. At the same time, I feel and see and am experiencing the strain that it's putting on my physical health, partially my mental health, my relationships. I've started a full-time role at the beginning of this year, and that is not suffering, but it's just like that is taking up a lot more of my time, as I get more entrenched in the role and in the work. And so there are just these things that are there, and they are natural things that I knew when I started this show were always needed to be higher priority than the show itself. And I think I've reached a point where I think I've lost sight of that a little bit. And one of the priorities that I set at the beginning of this year was letting go. And that could be letting go of a lot of different stuff. Feeling of like of emotions, reactivity, just anger. Like, it could be letting go of a relationship that doesn't serve me, or letting go of a thing that I've been holding on to. Like, I just packed up a bunch of clothes to donate. So, like, letting go of stuff. Like, that is something that I want to really focus on internally this year. And I think this is part of that, leaning into my priorities, because I need to be better in these, and I need to be better and more present in these other areas of my life. And right now, the morning show, producing the morning show in this way, even though it is pretty low lift, is like one thing too many on this path right now. It's one thing too heavy. Like, it's one thing that I can't currently carry. And I am willing to admit that. As much as I maybe don't want to, I can admit that. And I, at the end of the day, my priority will always be my partner and my kid. and or kids, if we have more than one, in my family, and being able to be here and alive and provide for them. And also, like, holistically for myself, just like that's what I want to do. That's what I want to make sure I'm prioritizing. And the reason I brought up this whole, like, I didn't find my thing until just recently is that I have always been somebody who goes 100 million miles an hour when they find a thing, when I find a thing that I really like. And I've kind of been doing that with the show. And when I move that quickly, my periphery gets blurred and I lose sight of stuff sometimes. Again, I'm willing to admit that. I know that about myself. And unfortunately, right now, because so much is going on and I feel like I've like again this is a thing that I need to do and it feels like I need to talk about what's going on right now in the world in this in this way. Um that like speed, that hurriedness, that rushedness is causing a lot of blurriness to take over my vision. And I need to slow down and get clarity, get grounded, get focused, let go. And when I get to those points of not settled, but just steady, moving from that solid foundation, that might be the time that the morning show can come back. And I'll be ready for it then. But right now, it's one thing too many in the backpack. I'm over encumbered and I need to get my carry capacity down. Or I need to get it up, but right now I need to get under that weight limit of what I can lift. I need to get my strength stat up. I need to increase my carry capacity, and then maybe the morning show can come back. But for right now, the morning show is going on the shelf. And apart from this episode being one that I'm glad to release and close this chapter on, I'm glad that my previous episode, the one on Tuesday, or the one on Wednesday. Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday was the one that came out. Um, Shout out to Congressman Andre Carson. He has been a big supporter of me ever since he came on the show, and I feel really, really blessed and really, really privileged to be able to know him and be able to have these conversations and him want to have these conversations with me. Um, and yeah, so I'm glad that we were able to do that and get that out there. And I mean, that's one of the things I've really loved about the morning show. Like, it's gotten me even further engaged with not just federal politics, but specifically in my state and local politics here in Indiana. And I think the thing that I'm taking away and carrying with me out of the morning show is just continuing to stay engaged in other ways. And honestly, it starts like I'm thinking about it as starting right here in my house, like in like in my neighborhood with my neighbors, like building this community and becoming a more integrated, more connected part of my community. And yeah, and I think like one of the things that's affirmed me in that is that, again, like From the Kitchen Table is going to continue. The Monday episodes are going to continue to come out. Lots of great guests coming up. Um, Conversation piece is going to continue, and we just had our first event of the year. It was appreciation event, no programming or anything, just good vibes, community building, conversations, and I've been really affirmed by the 35, 40 so people that were able to pull up, and some of the really incredibly nice things that they said to me and about the show. It's like I've shared before, but I struggle a lot of times to clear the fog from my eyes and see the impact that some of the work that I've been involved in has had. And that appreciation event really, really, because I was showing my appreciation for the people that have come and been on the show. And they do not need to do this. No one ever needs to do it, but they reciprocated that in ways that I honestly am struggling to even verbalize right now. So shout out to them. Um, And for the next 11 months, we're going to have live shows just like we did from May to December of last year. We are hitting the ground running. I'm super excited about these shows, and like the community building that happens at these shows is was not what I had in mind, was not what I was thinking about when I first said I want to focus the show on Indianapolis in 2024. Like that, 2023, but in 2024 when we actually started doing it, like I did not see what it would become now. And it would never have become this had all of you, all of the people that have come on the show, listened to the show, supported the show, done those things. And so that's why I have to constantly be showing my appreciation for the people in my community. And that's why it behooves me to be a more connected, integrated part of my community, because I owe it to the folks who have been supporting me to continue to support the people around me, the people that live near me and by me and in the same city, in the same state, in this world. Like I owe it to everybody to keep doing that work. So those shows are going to be happening, and like that's another thing. I've got From the Kitchen Table weekly episodes, so those are still coming out. The work continues. I'm really excited about the impact I'm potentially going to be able to have with this full-time role that I've taken on. And there are a lot of other things like that are coming in this year and next year that I want to throw my weight behind and be a part of, because change is coming to Indy, and it's going to be good change. And whatever way it needs me to be there for, I will be there. And we're going to make it happen. So yeah, like that's what's up. That's what's going on with me. And that's why this episode today is going to be the last morning show for a bit. I'm tired. I'm also activated and know that there are things inside of me, but just like right here in my local community that I want to double down and focus on and be a part of. And when the time is right, maybe the morning show comes back. Maybe one of you comes on and hosts the morning show. I don't know. Maybe somebody makes a great decision and gives me a bunch of money, and we can figure out how to make it happen that way. Who knows? But yeah, I just want to say again, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, for tuning into the show, for sharing, for being involved in the discussions that we've been having. Like that stuff is going to continue. And again, I'm still going to be here every Monday in your inbox, on your Substack, and Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, yapping with somebody about something important, something impactful. And I guarantee some of the stuff that I'd be talking about in the morning show is going to find its way into those conversations. But yeah, I don't know. I probably didn't need to say any of this, but this is different than like announcing I'm leaving social media. Like, I feel pretty proud with my social media usage so far in 2026. Backsliding a little bit, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to keep making it happen, being accountable. And yeah, I'm going to see, hopefully, all of you here based in Indy. I'll see you out and about, and we will grab coffee and celebrate these small and very large wins that are on the horizon. And yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll be on From the Kitchen Table Evergreen, and we'll have that conversation. So, all right, I'm rambling even more now, so I'm going to hang up the mic. I'm going to put the mic down because I got to put this in the computer, edit it, and have it ready for y'all. So, for the last time, for the foreseeable future on the morning show, I have been Patrick Armstrong, and I'll see you Monday.